Hello there. Okay, so a few thoughts regarding the Ajmal ruling, about bowling off spin, about bent arms, the ICC, the MCC, all that stuff. Okay, so the MCC make the rules. The ICC have particular rules for international cricket which are taken from the MCC rules. The ICC rules, the international rules, say that you can't straighten your arm during your delivery more than 15 degrees. The MCC rules are used at all levels of the game, but particularly club, village. They are applicable in first class, are also applicable in international, but the ICC can take subsections of that and expand them for the international game based on things like resources. So to test 15 degrees arm straightening during delivery, you couldn't do that at club level. You can only do it really at the international level and some first class levels, okay? So there's been a few different people recently that have been cited for chucking. Ajmal's probably the most high profile one. Ajmal, Shillingford, Selenayaka, a couple of others I think are currently being tested. There's a fair few people at the moment. Right, so let me explain. The elbow flexion is the problem. It's the straightening of the elbow. I could theoretically, and I'll make this a bit clearer by standing somewhere else, I could theoretically bowl like that. A bent arm during a delivery is not a problem. Okay, a bent arm is not a problem. It's a straightening is the problem. So bent arm, not a problem. This is 90 degrees. I could theoretically bowl like that if I wanted to. I wouldn't get any power from it. If I wanted to, I could. What I can't do is I can't straighten it. Okay, Ajmal bowls with a bent arm, and this is something like his arm position just preparing for delivery. What Ajmal's been found to be doing is bringing the arm around and straightening it. Okay, so it starts off bent and ends up straight. That's a problem. If Ajmal were bowling the bent arm and it was coming round and it was staying bent, that's not a problem. I don't want to go into Murali now. Murali wasn't the chucker. He was found not to be straightening his arm. He couldn't straighten his arm anyway, even if I wanted to. And his shoulder, it's an optical illusion with his shoulder and his wrist working together around a pivot point. Okay, that's very briefly the problem. Now, interestingly, originally it was Ajmal's Dusra that everyone thought was the chuck. Um, interesting point there. I don't think at the now that you can bowl a Dusra without straightening your arm, unless you have some kind of physical abnormality or something, some kind of formation in the shoulder or the elbow. I don't think that you can bowl a Dusra legally, because you're bowling a ball effectively out of the back of your hand, okay, with an off-spinning type action. And I think to do that, you have to get any power in it, to get any kind of venom in that delivery, to make it an effective delivery, to make it turn the other way sharply, I think you have to straighten your elbow to do it. I may be proven wrong, and I'm quite happy to be proven wrong. I don't mind. However, with classical off-spinning action, Graham Swans famously had quite a straight arm when he bowled his ball, but Ajmal doesn't, and Ajmal's been found to be straightening his arm. But there are plenty of other bowlers that bowl with a bent arm during delivery. That's not a problem. It's that straightening at the end of the delivery. It's that whip. Okay, with the wrist is fine. Wrist is perfectly legal. The ICC have always, and the MCC and the ICC have always said you can do what you like with the wrist. Well, otherwise, I'm a leggy. I'd be up proverbial creek without a paddle if I couldn't use my wrist. Wrist is fine. It's all about this part here, this elbow. Okay. If I were to straighten my elbow more than 15 degrees at international level, then I'd be called for chucking. And that's what Ajmal's been found to be doing. I think on average 42 degrees for all his deliveries, not just the Dusra. But inherently, bowling with a bent arm isn't a problem. Okay, it's that last bit. It's that straightening. That's the problem. Okay.